Dame Meg. So Mr. Ratti, the government's financial inclusion strategy emphasises the importance of trust in financial services of vulnerable consumers, and it will go nowhere unless that trust is enhanced. But there are many people in Britain who have paid thousands of pounds for funeral protection plans, which have been withdrawn by Maiden Life, leaving those vulnerable consumers absolutely petrified about how their families will pay for funerals. And in working class communities, as you see in my constituency, the fear of a pauper's funeral is something that runs very, very deep. So there are many people in Britain who are absolutely heartbroken by this. Now, against that background, the first question I have is many consumers have paid out much more than the sum covered by the insurance. Does this meet the value for money criterion of the consumer duty?
We pass that to Sarah to answer.
Ms. Pritchard.
Of course. So firstly, we do recognise the importance of financial inclusion. I'm very happy to be part of the Government Financial Inclusion Committee. And as you say, consumers rely on protection in the event of funeral or other need for expenses. The situation that you're talking about here, the renewable insurance product offered by C Mutual, was not a regulated funeral plan. It was a group life insurance product that was actually removed from the market in 2009 but continues to be offered through credit unions to their members. As a group life insurance product, it could be withdrawn at 30 days notice, and there was no cash element, so in the event that it was cancelled, no cash payout. Our focus in this situation where the product has been withdrawn, Maiden Life, the underwriter has withdrawn the underwriting for that product. Maiden Life told C Mutual back in 2024 of its intention to do so as part of a broader strategic review of its offerings. Our focus here is twofold. Firstly, to make sure that the individuals impacted have good, clear communications by their credit unions. And secondly, whilst this is a commercial decision to withdraw a product that could be withdrawn at 30 days' notice, we are supportive of any commercial attempts to offer alternative protection or alternative products. We know that there is something that will, an alternative cover that has been sought for those that are under 70 that will be available from next year, but you're quite right, there is a group of people that are older than that for whom no alternative cover has been identified at the moment.
And there are very many people who bought this product with the understanding that it would pay out no matter when they died. So I wonder whether that engages a breach of a consumer duty from the point of view of the nature of the communications to those consumers. Because those are vulnerable consumers and they haven't understood, on one view, the product that they've been sold, which must suggest an element of appalling communication.
Maiden Life, whilst they've offered the product, have paid out the majority of claims. I think it's over 90% of those claims made whilst the product has been underwritten has been paid out. But clearly we are looking at whether there's any breach of our regulation. I can't go into sort of greater details today. I'm more than happy to keep you updated. But that is a different issue to the second issue, which is how can your constituents be supported in circumstances where at the moment there will be an alternative provision, as my understanding, for those that are under 70, but those that are over 70, that will be a commercial decision. We're happy to be part of those discussions if there's any concerns around regulatory issues on a go-forwards basis.
My understanding of the consumer duty, Ms Pritchard, is that firms have to tailor their communications to the consumer characteristics. Is that something you're looking at here and the FCA is paying wider attention to at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. Consumer understanding is a really central part of our consumer duty, which, as you know, sets our landmark consumer protection regime. We would expect firms to be communicating, regardless of the situation, in a simple, understandable way with vulnerable consumers. In particular, in this case, we'd look to make sure that people are understanding from their credit unions, there's 71 that are affected, that they've got good communications and they understand the situation.
And is it something you're looking at from a point of view of an investigation as to whether that requirement has been met in the overall marketing of this product?
We will have a look, as I said, whether there's any regulatory breaches on a sort of backwards-looking basis. As I said, as it was a product that could be withdrawn at 30 days' notice, the decision to remove it was a commercial one. But yes, we will look at whether there's any breach of our regulation.
When do you